Let's be real, we're all living in a perfect storm of distraction. It feels like our attention is the most valuable thing on the planet, and absolutely everyone wants a piece of it. But what if I told you that you don't have to be a victim of this storm, that you can actually be the architect of your own mind and build a kind of mental fortress to withstand it all? Okay, let's dive into this and see exactly how.
It's a feeling we all know, right? That sense of being pulled in a million different directions at once. Modern technology and this world that just never ever sleeps have literally rewired our brains for distraction. It's made deep, sustained focus feel like some kind of superpower. But here's the thing, it's a superpower we can all learn. First, though, we have to understand the opponent.
What's really striking here is just how universal these symptoms are. This isn't some personal failing. It's practically a design feature of our digital world. Do any of these feel a little too familiar? That phantom buzz in your pocket, the automatic instinct to reach for your phone the second you feel bored or maybe even a little sad? This is the modern human condition. But you know what? Recognizing it is the very first step to changing it. And this chart, wow, this illustrates the real-world cost perfectly. It's not just a feeling, it's a measurable drop in our ability to do our best work. This 40% productivity tax comes from something called attention residue. See, every time we switch tasks, a part of our brain's attention stays stuck on the last thing we were doing. That leftover residue is the tax we pay every single time we let an email, a notification, or a quick scroll break our concentration. So the crucial point is this. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about reclaiming our full cognitive capacity.
Okay, so we've defined the problem. Now for the solution. And it doesn't start with some fancy app or a productivity hack. Nope. It starts inside your own head. Before we can build the walls and modes to keep all that distraction out, we have to lay a solid foundation of mental resilience. We have to forge an unbeatable mind. This piece of ancient wisdom comes from the Stoics, a school of philosophy from way back in ancient Greece and Rome. And their core insight was this: the outside world is chaotic and pretty much outside our control. The notifications will come, the demands will be made. The only thing we truly control is our internal response. So focus isn't really about silencing the world, it's about mastering our inner state.
And what's so fascinating is that modern psychology has given a scientific name to this ancient Stoic ideal. It's called psychological hardiness. And this isn't something you're just born with. No, it's a mindset, a style of interacting with the world that can be built piece by piece. It's the engine that transforms stress from a destructive force into fuel for growth. So how do we build it? Well, it rests on these three pillars. Commitment means you're an active player in your life, not just a spectator. Control is the belief that your actions actually matter. You're not just a leaf in the wind. And challenge? This is the real game changer. It's reframing every single difficulty, every distraction, as a chance to get stronger. And these pillars build into two very different ways of being. It's a clear choice laid out right here. On the left, you've got the distracted mind, constantly reacting, looking for likes, conforming. Then on the right, you have the focused mind, which is self-reliant, proactive, and guided by an internal compass. This is the choice we get to make every single day. So which side of the chart do you want to live on? So with that solid philosophical foundation laid, it's time to build the walls of our fortress. And our primary defense is a strategy called deep work. This is where we go from just mindset to actual action. The definition here is simple, but its power is absolutely profound. Deep work isn't just working hard, it's a state of flow where your cognitive capabilities are pushed to their absolute limit. This is the state where you learn complex things really quickly and produce work of the highest quality and value. It's the polar opposite of that fragmented, multitasking state we were talking about earlier. And achieving this state, it isn't about brute force, it's about a smart, structured approach. Let's walk through these keys. First, time blocking. You have to treat your focus time as sacred. Schedule it in your calendar with the same commitment you'd give to an important meeting. Second, use 90-minute sprints. This lines up with our brain's natural energy cycles. Work intensely for 90 minutes, then take a real break. Third, create a ritual.
This isn't superstition, it's a psychological trigger. It could be clearing your desk or making a certain cup of tea, a routine that tells your brain, okay, it's time to lock in. And finally, build a distraction-free zone. Be ruthless. This is your mental sanctuary. Close the tabs, silence the phone, shut the door. You have to protect your focus.
Okay, now for the final piece of our fortress, the moat. We've built the foundation and the walls, but let's face it, the biggest modern invader is our phone. We need to dig a protective barrier to keep that distraction at a safe distance. If you change only one thing, please make it this. The first 30 minutes of your day set the entire tone for everything that follows. When you give them to your phone, you start the day in a reactive, distracted state. Protect that time. Use it to meditate, journal, exercise, or just think. Own your morning, and you'll be so much closer to owning your day. Ready for a few more ways to reclaim your attention? Each one of these actions weakens your phone's control over you. Turning off non-essential notifications, that puts you back in charge. Deleting time-wasting apps, that removes the temptation entirely. Creating phone-free zones like at the dinner table reclaims vital social and mental space. The whole point is, you have the power to consciously redesign your relationship with your technology. Let's bring it all together with this powerful idea from the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. Our struggle with distraction, it isn't an obstacle to living a focused life. That struggle is the path. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone, every time you commit to a block of deep work, you aren't just getting a task done. You're building the muscle of focus. The obstacle is the way.
So I'll leave you with this. Building a focused mind is an act of rebellion in our modern world. It's a declaration that you are the architect of your mind and that your attention is your own. So what's it going to be? Turning off notifications? Protecting your first 30 minutes? Scheduling your very first deep work session? Pick one and start building.